I'm Kalan and I'm happy to be here. If there is one single linguistic or, for that matter, metaphorical concept that encapsulates the age that we live in, it's the network. It's this ability that we have developed to connect with other people, for systems to speak to other systems and build connections without having to resort to a singular path. Networks are powerful. Networks are resilient. Networks are democratic, which is interesting, by the way. I think we have missed on the sheer power of a non-linear dynamic to harness imagination that is beyond our own. We have failed in understanding that a network can allow us to mitigate the risks of all that we are facing currently in ways that we might not have fully imagined. We do not understand the linearity with which we see things, in which causality, cause and effect, is the basis of taking decisions, becomes a bit fuzzy in a network space because there are multiple causes and there are multiple actors that influence the outcome. I think the answer to some of our issues lies in appreciating the sheer power of a network and what network can really throw up at us, the data, and through the data, the analytics, and the fact that we can get information real time here and now, and not just dependent on a phone call or email. There are multiple ways to do it now. And this stacking up that happens with means and that we have devised, mostly technological, that makes it an immensely powerful tool. I say, let's embrace the network. We live in extraordinary times. I am fascinated by the fact that the connections that we make, not just at the human level, but between entities and organizations and systems, are not necessarily linear now. The connections are enabled through networks. Networks are a fundamental paradigm shift in terms of human thought. You cannot now depend on a singular correlation between two entities or two objects such that you get output out of that. That's a very limited way of understanding and seeing life now, because right in front of us, we have networks that literally define our social interactions, that define the very way in which we obtain information, and also define how we communicate and put our message out into the world. Networks are democratic. Networks are powerful. Networks are resilient, and they have this power to transform in a very organic fashion. It's so fascinating that networks, in a way, allow us to tap into the collective imagination of multiple people across the world. Networks allow us to have real-time and in-time understanding of how the world works in ways that we didn't have before. I say this, much ails what we do currently. I think we need to fundamentally imbibe this thought that we might be getting it wrong on understanding a linear kind of correlation between cause and effect, or between individuals or entities, and not embracing the sheer power of a non-linear dynamic of a network. there is much that networks can activate for us.